Bonjour, fellow travelers. Ready to embark on a hilarious and informative journey through the top 30 best places to visit in France? From the Eiffel Tower's majestic heights to the sun-kissed beaches of the French Riviera, we're about to uncover the creme de la creme of French destinations. Now, I know what you're thinking. Stephen, why should I trust you to be my guide to France? Well, folks, I'll have you know I'm practically French. I once ate a croissant in a beret while watching a mime argue with a pigeon. It was truly life-changing. So buckle up, grab your baguette and your finest bottle of Bordeaux, or maybe just a juice box if it's before noon. No judgment here. As we dive headfirst into the enchanting world of French adventure, get ready to say ooh la la more times than you can count. First up, the City of Lights, the City of Love. It's Paris, folks. This city is more than just a pretty face. Iconic landmarks like the Eiffel Tower, lock in your love on the Pont des Arts, and the Louvre, home to the Mona Lisa. Paris is more than just monuments and museums. Wander the charming streets and get lost in the Latin Quarter. Next stop, we're heading south to the French Riviera, a land of sunshine, sparkling waters, and enough luxury yachts to make a Kardashian blush. And our destination, the fabulous city of Nice. Now, Nice is known for its stunning beaches where you can perfect your tan while sipping on a Kir Royale. Just try not to get sand in your drink. It really takes away from the sophistication. But Nice isn't just about lounging around. Take a stroll down the Promenade des Anglais, a legendary walkway where you can people watch to your heart's content. Trust me, the people watching in Nice is top-notch. You might even spot a celebrity or two, although I can't guarantee they won't be disguised in a giant hat and sunglasses. And speaking of fancy, Nice is home to some of the best shopping in France. So, if you're looking to splurge on a new wardrobe or just admire the latest designer creations, Nice has got you covered. Just remember to pack your credit card and your best "I'm totally not jealous of these prices" face. Bonjour from Lyon, the gastronomic heart of France. Now I know what you're thinking. Stephen, I thought Paris was the heart of France. And to that I say, well yes, but Lyon is where the heart. This city is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, folks, with architecture so beautiful it could make your baguette fall off your plate. Speaking of baguettes, make sure you come hungry. Lyon is to chefs what the Vatican is to popes, a place of pilgrimage, reverence, and really good hats. We're talking Michelin-starred restaurants, cozy bouchons serving up traditional Lyonnaise cuisine. It's enough to make a late-night talk show host consider a career change. Almost. So, loosen your belts, folks, and get ready to experience Lyon, where the food is divine and the architecture is simply magnifique. Oh, and if you happen to see Paul Bocuse wandering around, tell him I'm a huge fan. Of his food, that is. I'm sure he's a lovely man. Ahoy there, mateys! We're setting sail for Marseille, France's oldest city, and a place with more character than a Molière play. Founded by the Greeks, ruled by the Romans, coveted by everyone, Marseille is a city that's seen it all, and frankly, has the scars to prove it. But don't let that tough exterior fool you. Beneath that gruff facade beats the heart of a city that knows how to have a good time. We're talking bustling markets, vibrant nightlife, and beaches that would make a Côte d'Azur regular jealous. And then there's the food. Oh, the food. Marseille is a melting pot of cultures, and that diversity is reflected in its cuisine. But there's one dish you absolutely have to try, bouillabaisse. It's a rich, flavorful fish stew that's so good it'll make you want to slap your mama, but please don't, she raised you better than that. So grab your sunscreen, your appetite, and your sense of adventure. Marseille is a city that will grab you by the soul and never let go. Just watch out for pickpockets. Attention, enophiles and casual drinkers alike. We've arrived in Bordeaux, a city practically built on a foundation of wine corks and dreams. This is it, folks. The Holy Grail, the Promised Land, the place where even the pigeons probably smell like a fine Merlot. We're talking about some of the most prestigious vineyards in the world, producing wines that are basically liquid gold. And you know what pairs perfectly with liquid gold? More liquid gold. Am I right, folks? But Bordeaux isn't just about the grapes, folks. It's a city with a rich history, stunning architecture, and enough charm to make you want to buy a beret and start speaking in a vaguely French accent. Don't worry, I won't judge, I might even join you. So, grab your corkscrews, your wallets, and your most sophisticated wine-tasting vocabulary. Bordeaux is ready to show you a good time. And by good time, I mean a really, really good time. Cheers! Bonjour from Strasbourg, mes amis. Or should I say Guten Tag? This city's got a serious case of dual citizenship, nestled right on the border of France and Germany. It's like they couldn't decide which country to choose, so they said, why not both? This, my friends, is Petite France, a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Canals, cobblestone streets, and those adorable half-timbered houses. It's like stepping into a medieval fairy tale. You can enjoy a flaky croissant for breakfast, then cross the street for some sauerkraut and schnitzel for lunch. Next up, we're heading south to Toulouse, a city so charming they call it La Ville Rose. Why the Pink City? Well, folks, look around. The buildings here are made with a special kind of terracotta brick that gives the whole city a rosy glow. It's like walking through an Instagram filter, but in the best way possible. And trust me, your selfie game will be strong in Toulouse. Just try not to get blinded by all that pink perfection. But Toulouse isn't just a pretty face, folks. This city is also a hub for aerospace engineering, with Airbus having a major presence here. So, if you've ever dreamed of designing airplanes or launching yourself into space, Toulouse is the place to be. Or, you could just enjoy a glass of wine on a terrace and admire the view. No judgment here, folks. After all, this is France. Speaking of wine, Toulouse is also known for its full-bodied reds. And what pairs perfectly with a robust red wine? That's right, more pink buildings. Hold on to your berets, folks, because we're about to get cultured. We're off to Lille, a city that's basically one giant open-air museum. Stunning Flemish architecture, world-class museums, and enough art galleries to make even the most jaded art critics say, ooh la la. But don't let all that culture fool you. Lille also knows how to party. The city has a youthful energy with a vibrant nightlife scene. And the food in Lille is out of this world. We're talking hearty stews, fluffy waffles, and enough cheese to satisfy even the most discerning turophile. Bonjour and welcome back to our whirlwind tour of France. Today we're off to Nantes, a city so hip even its history is cutting edge. You see, Nantes was once a major shipbuilding hub, but then someone had the bright idea to, stop building ships. A bold move, France, a bold move. But fear not, those clever Nantais simply pivoted to innovation and technology. Now you can stroll along the Loire River, marveling at the architectural marvels like the Château des Ducs de Bretagne, or lose yourself in the whimsical world of the Machine de Lille. This extraordinary artistic project features giant mechanical animals, including a 40-foot-tall elephant that you can actually ride. It's like a steampunk Jurassic Park, but with fewer lawsuits, probably. Next stop, Montpellier. This vibrant city is practically bursting with youthful energy, thanks in no small part to its large student population. And who can blame them? With its sunny climate, stunning architecture, and lively nightlife, Montpellier is basically a year-round vacation. Just try not to let your studies slip too much between beach trips and café au lait breaks. Speaking of architecture, Montpellier boasts a charming mix of medieval streets, grand plazas, and modern buildings. You can wander through the historic center, admire the majestic Place de la Comédie, or check out the daring designs of the Antigone district. And when it's time to unwind, head to one of the many outdoor cafes and soak up the Mediterranean atmosphere. Just remember, folks, sunscreen is your friend. Hold on to your berets, folks, because we're about to step back in time to Avignon, a city steeped in history and papal intrigue. You see, back in the 14th century, Avignon was the seat of the Catholic Church. That's right, the big cheese himself, the Pope, decided to relocate from Rome to, France. And who can blame him? With its imposing Palais des Papes, Avignon certainly makes a statement. This massive Gothic palace is a sight to behold and a testament to the power the papacy once held. But Avignon isn't just about papal grandeur. Be sure to stroll across the famous Pont d'Avignon, or at least what's left of it. Apparently, they didn't have the best bridge engineers back then, but hey, it makes for a great story. Bonjour, mes amis. Welcome back to our whirlwind tour de France. Today we're heading to the French Riviera because, folks, it's time for Cannes. Isn't that where Leo DiCaprio goes to date women who haven't seen Titanic yet? Probably. But Cannes is more than just yachts and mysteriously ageless supermodels. Cannes is home to the world-famous Cannes Film Festival, where the biggest names in Hollywood come to premiere their latest masterpieces. From Cannes, we're setting sail for another jewel of the French Riviera, Saint-Tropez. This is it, folks, the playground of the rich and famous. Saint-Tropez is a beautiful town with stunning beaches, charming cobblestone streets, and more luxury yachts than a Bond villain's secret lair. Soak up the sun on the famous Pampelonne beach or simply stroll along the harbor and marvel at the sheer size and opulence of the yachts. Alright, all you powder hounds and après-ski enthusiasts, buckle up. We're leaving the glitz and glamour of the French Riviera behind and heading to the French Alps, specifically Chamonix. Now, if Saint-Tropez is where the rich and famous go to tan, Chamonix is where they go to break a leg. In style, of course. Nestled at the foot of Mont Blanc, Western Europe's highest peak, Chamonix is a winter wonderland that will make you want to trade your beret for a beanie and your croissant for a cheese fondue. But Chamonix isn't just about skiing and snowboarding. Oh no, mes amis, this place offers a smorgasbord of winter activities to get your adrenaline pumping. We're talking ice climbing, paragliding, snowshoeing, even dog sledding, and after a long day on the slopes, what better way to unwind than with a steaming mug of hot chocolate, or maybe something a little stronger, by a roaring fireplace in a cozy chalet. Just remember to pace yourself. You don't want to end up doing the après-ski stumble down the mountain. Trust me, it's not as graceful as it sounds. Bonjour mes petits croissants. We're off to Annecy, the Venice of the Alps. Now I know what you're thinking, Stephen, isn't Venice lovely this time of year? And yes, it is. But have you ever tried gondola-ing with a side of fondue? Didn't think so. Annecy is like a fairy tale town, nestled between a crystal-clear lake and snow-capped mountains. You've got charming canals, colorful houses, and enough alpine scenery to make a Swiss chalet feel inadequate. This is the kind of place where you can spend your morning kayaking, your afternoon wandering through medieval streets, and your evening indulging in some seriously delicious cheese. And speaking of cheese, did I mention the cheese? Annecy is in the heart of Savoy, a region famous for its dairy delights. We're talking reblochon, tome de Savoie, raclette. Cheese is so good they could make a lactose-intolerant person reconsider their life choices. So pack your stretchy pants and your best beret because Annecy is calling and it speaks fluent deliciousness. Hold on to your baguettes, folks, because we're headed to Dijon, a city that's far more exciting than a jar at the back of your refrigerator might suggest. Sure, Dijon is synonymous with that tangy, mustardy goodness we all know and tolerate. But this place is also bursting with history, culture, and surprisingly good wine. Who knew? We're talking about a city that dates back to Roman times, with cobblestone streets, a stunning ducal palace, and enough medieval architecture to make you shout, "Huzzah!" from the rooftops. And don't even get me started on the owl. Yes, the owl. It's a carved owl on a church that's supposed to bring good luck if you touch it. I'm not saying it works, but I'm also not saying it works. But let's be honest, folks, we're all here for the mustard. And Dijon does not disappoint. From classic stone-ground varieties to fancy pants flavors like blackcurrant and honey, there's a mustard here for every palate. Just promise me you won't put it on your ice cream. That's just un-American. Buckle up, buttercups, because we're off to Reims, the unofficial capital of Champagne. Forget your everyday bubbly, we're talking about the real deal. The Dom Perignon, the Veuve Clicquot, the stuff that makes you want to wear a monocle. But Reims isn't just about champagne, this city is steeped in history. The biggest names in French history partied here. But enough about the past, let's talk about the present. Champagne. Bonjour and welcome back to Top 30 Best Places to Visit in France, a humorous guide. This week we're hanging 10 in Biarritz, a surfer's paradise. Surfing in France? Mais oui. Biarritz is the real deal. This chic coastal town is a haven for wave riders. Whether you're a seasoned pro or a total kook, Biarritz has a wave for you. And when you're done, hit the beach for some sunbathing. Just watch out for flying baguettes. Biarritz isn't just about surfing. This town has layers, like a croissant. Stroll along the Grande Plage, a glamorous beach for people watching, or explore the Rocher de la Vierge, a stunning rock formation. Indulge in retail therapy at chic boutiques, or dine at Michelin-starred restaurants. Pack your beret and your best bonjour to blend in with the locals. Hold on to your berets, folks, because this week on Top 30 Best Places to Visit in France, a humorous guide, we're taking a trip back in time to Carcassonne. That's right, a real-life medieval fortress city, complete with ramparts, towers, and probably a dragon or two. Disclaimer, I cannot guarantee the presence of dragons, but a guy can dream, can't he? Carcassonne is the real deal. It's like stepping onto a Hollywood set, but with ancient stone walls and centuries of history, and the best part, you don't need a time machine to experience it. Welcome back to Top 30 Best Places to Visit in France, a humorous guide. This week, we're saying bonjour to Aix-en-Provence, a city so charming, so elegant, so French. Known as the City of a Thousand Fountains, it's impressive. Fountains aside, Aix-en-Provence is a feast for the senses. Stroll along the Cours Mirabeau, perfect for people watching and sipping coffee. Explore art galleries and museums, including the Musée Grenay, and indulge in the local cuisine, from fresh seafood to delectable pastries. We're off to Rouen, the capital of the Normandy region. It's got more Gothic architecture than a vampire's bachelor pad. First up, the Rouen Cathedral. Claude Monet loved this cathedral so much, he painted it over 30 times. Next we have the Gros Horloge, a marvel of medieval engineering. And finally the Place de Vieux Marche, where Joan of Arc met her fiery end. These days the only flames here are on the delicious crepes. Hold on to your berets, folks, because we're heading south to Arles, a city that even inspired Vincent van Gogh. You know, the guy with the ear for art, or lack thereof. Arles is like stepping into one of Van Gogh's paintings, but with more delicious food. The food here is as vibrant as Van Gogh's palette. No trip to Arles is complete without visiting the Roman amphitheater, and don't miss the Roman theater, still used for performances today. Arles, where history, art, and delicious food collide. Get ready to say enchanté. We're off to Colmar, a town so picturesque it looks like it was plucked straight out of a fairy tale. Nestled in the heart of the Alsace region, Colmar is known for its colorful, half-timbered houses, charming canals, and delicious wine. It's like a gingerbread town come to life, only you can't eat the houses. One of the best things to do in Colmar is to simply wander through its enchanting streets. From freshly baked bread to fragrant flowers, Colmar is a feast for the senses. Finally, no trip to Colmar would be complete without a visit to Little Venice, a charming neighborhood with canals and bridges. Bonjour from La Rochelle, mes amis. This historic port city is as charming as a French bulldog with a beret and baguette. La Rochelle has a maritime charm that'll have you saying, ooh la la. Maybe it's the salty air, the sound of seagulls, or the medieval towers. This was a major trading port back in the day. But enough about the past. Let's talk about what you can do in La Rochelle now. Stroll along the picturesque old harbor, explore the cobblestone streets, or visit the impressive aquarium. Or just find a cafe, order wine, and watch the world go by. Next up on our whirlwind tour de France, we find ourselves in Nîmes, a city steeped in Roman history. You half expect to see Julius Caesar himself strolling down the street. The majestic arena of Nîmes makes the Colosseum look like a kiddie pool. And the Maison Carrée, a Roman temple so perfectly preserved. Nîmes also boasts a charming old town with winding streets and quaint squares. And the food, oh my, the food. Ahoy there, mateys! Prepare to set sail for Saint-Malo, a city steeped in maritime history. Known for its privateers or totally legit pirates, Saint-Malo's past is legendary. Today it's a picture-perfect destination with cobblestone streets and stunning views. Enjoy fresh seafood and traditional Breton crepes. Save room for the salted butter caramel. You can thank me later. Bonjour from Grenoble, mes amis. Nestled amidst the French Alps, Grenoble is basically a postcard come to life. Nothing says refined like a cable car ride up to the Bastille Fortress. We're talking delectable local cheeses, hearty stews, or simply strolling through the charming old town. Grenoble is calling your name. And now, for our next stop on this whirlwind Tour de France, we find ourselves in Amiens. Known for its magnificent Gothic cathedral, this city is a history buff's dream. And also, apparently, a duck's. This architectural marvel is so big, it could make Notre Dame look like a dollhouse. We're talking soaring ceilings, intricate carvings, and enough stained glass to make a kaleidoscope jealous. Amiens is also famous for its duck pâté, duck confit, you name it. So if you're looking for a destination that combines awe-inspiring architecture with a side of waterfowl, Amiens is the place for you. Bonjour from Metz, mes amis. Or should I say Guten Tag. This city's got a serious case of cultural duality, folks. One minute you're strolling past French patisseries, the next, you're face to face with a gingerbread house that would make the Brothers Grimm blush. Speaking of blushing, Metz's history is as colorful as its architecture. Conquered more times than I've told jokes about bears wearing people clothes. A lot, folks, a lot. It's a miracle this city still stands. But stand it does, a testament to French resilience. And maybe a little German efficiency thrown in for good measure. But don't let the historical drama fool you. Metz is a city that knows how to relax. Take a leisurely cruise down the Moselle River, or get lost in the labyrinthine streets of the old town. Just try not to get swept away by the sheer charm of it all. And if you find yourself craving a big foamy beer while in Metz, well, let's just say you're in the right place. Remember folks, when in Rome, or should I say, Metz, embrace the local customs. Hold on to your berets, folks, because we're heading south to Perpignan. This city's got a distinctly Spanish flair. Perpignan was once part of the Kingdom of Mallorca. Let's talk about the Palace of the Kings of Mallorca. This architectural marvel is a must-see. Enjoy sunshine, sangria, and Catalan charm. Grab a plate of paella and enjoy the fiesta. And there you have it, folks. The top 30 best places to visit in France. Whether you're a history buff, a foodie, or just looking for a good laugh, France has something for everyone. From the Eiffel Tower to the beaches of Nice, the vineyards of Bordeaux to the canals of Annecy, France is a feast for the senses. We've scaled the heights of the French Alps, delved into the depths of ancient Roman ruins, and maybe even learned a French phrase or two along the way. Personally, I'm still working on un croissant s'il vous plaît, but hey, Rome wasn't built in a day, and neither was my French vocabulary. So pack your bags, brush up on your high school French, and get ready for the adventure of a lifetime. Just remember to pack your sense of humor because you never know what kind of shenanigans you'll encounter in the land of cheese, wine, and joie de vivre. Au revoir and happy travels.